What is up, guys? This is Kobe here, and in today's video it is time to cover the long-awaited Korean MapleStory winter update of 2019 going into 2020. Rise seems to be an update that will add on a little bit more to the Arcane River, as well as two additional updates that we have no idea about. I'll go ahead and talk about scheduled dates of when we can expect that to be in test servers and whatnot. But right now, it is time to take a glance at all of this right here. So first update. Funny thing is, for this winter update, there's no like exclusive names to it. There's no unique names at all. It is a three-parter update. The first update is called First Update, the second update is called Second Update, and the third update is called Third Update. So you can tell that they didn't really exactly try to be, too creative with it. But from what I see in the first update, this is Arcane River Reverse City. So let me talk about Reverse City for a bit. Reverse City is an extension from Vanishing Journey. You will be able to access this area at level 205. I'm going to be making a playlist of all like the Rise content and stuff. So my next Rise video will be a tour of the new area, Reverse City. I was going to record that soon, but at the time of this recording, KMST is currently down. So at the moment, I don't really have intentions of showing it for the day. So we'll probably be released maybe tomorrow once I'll have time to play the game again. There is no arcade symbol for Reverse City. I'm just gonna let you guys know right now. Upon completing the Reverse City quest line, you receive 20 arcane symbol vouchers. And whether or not there will be arcane symbol voucher dailies, I'm unsure. But unfortunately, I honestly do not believe that we will be receiving arcane symbol voucher dailies from this area. The area consists of mobs from level 205 to 213, and the mobs that do go to 213 have the same health and EXP as the mobs in Choo Choo. So you could be fighting Choo Choo tier mobs as early as level 205. So I'm super excited to be able to go and do that. It appears that the arcane force in the area seems to be between 40 and 100. I haven't seen any of the 100 arcane force maps, but you definitely do need 40 for the lowest amount. But if there are areas where you do need 100 arcane force, then 1.5x in all of Reverse City is going to be 150 arcane force. And that's basically it for that. Do I have a lot to talk about here? Okay, so first things first, we have a complete guild revamp, and this is probably one of the greatest things. I am in love with what they did to the guild system. So I'll go ahead and talk about it here in this brief list. Let's start off with saying that the max level of guilds has been raised from 25 to 30. Also, the minimum level in order to join a guild, not to make one, but to join one, is 101. So keep that in mind, level 101 to join a guild. Also, they changed the application system to where you could apply for up to 5 guilds at a time. I'm not sure what it was before. I'm pretty sure it was only 1, but now you can apply to 4 extra guilds. So for those that are trying to, get into guilds, well, now you can apply for 5 at the same time, and the first one that gets you, well, you're in. Also, we have custom guild emblems. So the emblem that's on the side of your, guild, you can customize that to whatever the hell you want. As long as it's in a 17 by 17 pixel file, and I'm pretty sure it has to follow the rules. If you guys have played at MapleStory 2 before, and you go to their, the guild room or just whatever, this even applies for, Monster Life, to where you can have, you can customize your own picture. It could be an image from your folder. But if you really want to have a custom guild emblem that the guild master can upload, it does have to be 17 by 17, and it has to follow, I guess, safety guidelines, whatever the hell the rules are for KMS. So there's all of that. Also, IGP is removed. You no longer need to use IGP to use Noblest skills. It's really nice though. But they've also added some more new passive stats for guilds. Level 25 guilds automatically get 15 attack. Level 5 you get like 6 attack. Level 15 you get 4. And then level 25 you get 5, I believe. And there are also some more new passives considering there's 15 Star Force. They have a 15 Star Force passive, a 30 Arcane Force passive, so this will be good for new players leveling up in the system, trying to get to or just trying to get to some of like the higher content stuff as fast as possible, especially since the coming Tear Burning event in this update will not give any Arcane Symbol vouchers. It just mainly focuses on giving out nodes, and a lot of nodes actually. But I'll talk more about that in a later video regarding those events. I don't really want to get too into detail about events here. That could be for something else. There's also damage to normal monsters. It goes up to 12% damage to normal mobs. And then we have a new novelist skill, critical damage. And it's 30% critical damage at max level. That's ridiculous. So that is the new novelist skill. All novelist skills have been increased from level 10 to 15. So instead of the 20% max, you can get 30% damage, 30% boss damage, 30% IED, and 30% critical rate. I still don't exactly know how we get 60 novelist skill points, but we now have 2 different methods of getting them. The first one is what we're used to, Flag Race. I heard this is getting a bit of a revamp. Unfortunately, I have not tested it myself, but the one notable changes to Flag Race are the cannon changes. You cannot be on a cannon for any longer than 10 seconds, and you cannot shoot any more than 3 cannonballs out of the cannon. And the next change, there is a new weekly guild quest. So I believe I'm going to be making a video over the weekly guild quest as soon as that hits live servers. Just whenever it's really like possible to do so. But I believe it's very similar to the old guild party quest that we had back in the old days. I'm sure KMS still has it in some form or fashion, but KMS had it removed a long time ago, so now that's finally coming back in a bit of a way. I have no idea how it works now, but apparently we can clear it once a week and we gain noble skill points for it, so we can get those OP buffs whenever we fight bosses. So I'm super looking forward to the new guild quest. Nexon has decided to lower the EXP from 170 to 200. I guess it's nice. Not like it's already been lowered a million times beforehand, but hey, I can't complain. It's fast level 200. It's roughly 19% faster to reach level 200 now. This will definitely be good once I start trying to level up meals to 200 and whatnot. Especially since Kerning Tower starts getting really rusty after 170, and getting meals to 170 is usually the easy part. It's 170 to 200 that's the hard part, and they're finally adding reduction to it. Best believe I'm gonna try to make a few more level 200 meals because of that. So Vanishing Journey and Choo Choo Island decided to get a little bit of changes. It appears that the pre-quest for them will be a bit easier. It decreases the drops needed, and they increase the drop rate for the items needed in order to actually finish said pre-quest, which is really funny because in just a previous update we got a nerf to the Vanishing Journey freeze as well, but apparently it's still a little difficult for some people. But hey, that's completely fine. It's all good. And it also appears that some maps have gained additional platforms to them, maybe some of the lesser populated maps, to see if they're a little better for grinding. And also the spawn patterns for the maps in both of these areas have been changed for, you know, for it to be more convenient to grind, which is really weird. I didn't really think these 2 areas needed any changes. I don't really know. I didn't think any of the areas needed a change in mind. A lot of people like to argue that Morass needs to be changed, but Morass, well, that's a whole thing in its own. It's not exactly good in other servers because of spawning hazes and whatnot, but it's a pretty popular area in KMS. Semi-popular. It's not as popular as I would imagine it being, but it's still busy though. I just want to mention that there's a Maple Guide revamp, but because there isn't really much here and I can't really cover it, I'll go into more detail about the Maple Guide revamp in a future video before the Rise update actually hits live servers. And then we have some highlighted coin shop rewards for the Rise event. A full list of the Rise coin shop will be listed in the description below. The whole thing is already out, split into all the 3 parts and whatnot, but they decided to highlight these items that are shown here. So the first one here, this is a Typhoon Potion. Second one is an EXP Core Gemstone Experience Notestone. Third one is a Rise Growth Potion. So if you guys played during the Black Mage event, they work very similar to the Storm Growth Potions given during that. There's Rise Growth Potion 1, which gives you an instant level between 200 and 209. There's Rise Growth Potion 2, which gives you an instant level between 210 to 219. And Rise Growth Potion 3, which gives you an instant level between 220 and 229. So if you're leveling a new character in this update, you can get a free level from 209 to 210, 219 to 220, and then 229 to 230. Very, very useful. There's also a Laniaroid, which is interesting. And then we have a unit origami damage skin. Seems like, I believe that's it. But there's also a whole bunch of other rewards. Like I said, if you want to view the entire coin shop, link is down in the description. And there's also a couple other changes to the update as well. So Nexon finally decided it was time for them to make arcane armor more accessible to the players, and a little bit of weapons as well. So what they did was that they touched up on the coin shops for arcane equipment, and they made the required coins for both the Phantasma and the Arachno coins for arcane armor go down from 16 to 12. And they also reduced the amount of droplets to make the coins from 10 to 9. They're not trying to be too happy with us, but one is good, especially since you need 24 for a weapon. That means the weapon prices for droplet wise go down from 240 to 216, and armor prices go down from 160 to 108. 52 less for armor. That is insane. It's making the armor a lot more accessible. I know this is going to be really, really nice for, like, you know, reboot players and whatnot, trying to save up hella droplets for this. Rec server players too, you know, got a more accessible arcanes, easier 22 stars. It's a good change for everybody who's trying to reach, you know, that top tier end game status. So good stuff. Oh, not to mention, they also increased the droplet drop rate for all areas between Latch and Asphera. So we're gonna be getting our droplets here fast. Our arcane is gonna eventually become more and more accessible to everybody. So second update. So I'm not gonna talk about too much about second or third update, but this is what people like to believe will be a new class. It comes out on the live server on January 16th. Which means on the test server, it will come out on January 9th, exactly 4 weeks from today. But that might be wrong, because if this is truly a new class, then it will come out before then for them to actually test. Let's say, for example, Pathfinder. Pathfinder was a class that came out, its official release date was January 31st, 2019. Classes don't only have 1 week to be tested. If this is a legitimate new class coming out, it's going to come out at least 2 weeks beforehand, because Pathfinder was released on the test server on the 17th, and then they added a balance patch for Pathfinder on the test server on the 24th. Made a couple tweaks after that, and then officially released it on the 31st. So if this is truly a new class, it will be released at least 2 weeks. At least 2 weeks before its release. If it's not released then, by January 2nd, and this test server update comes out on January 9th, then there's a chance that it might not be a new class. But from what a lot of people are saying, and this has actually been dug up in the files as well, this silhouette shown here is Yuna. She is known as Kinesis' girlfriend. Kinesis' girlfriend, if you did the Kinesis storyline. I don't really exactly remember who Yuna was. I didn't really follow the Kinesis questline that much, but there are, you know, a bit more options. But from what it seems, Yuna is most likely to be this mystery silhouette on this page. But once again, more info will probably be given to us about this in January. I wouldn't even be surprised if we got even more info coming next week once the first update hits the live server. Third update, well, they give us nothing about this. But what I do say is this looks very similar to what they did to us in Adventure. Who remembers Squad? Squadron of Heroes. This is probably going to be the worst possible guess ever. But I think we're going to get a part 2 of Squadron of Heroes, aka an update on that tier. So y'all can't fool me again next time. I mean, this guy either be... Here's the thing about this update. If they're not going to show it yet, this is going to be the biggest update of the patch or the worst. There is legitimately no in between at all. I mean, to be honest, the first update already makes the patch for me, and the second update with the whole new class and stuff, you know, that would be interesting. But this third update, they're really trying to make this a big mystery here. What do you think is gonna come out? Who knows? But if anything, we will be getting the Tespia update for the third update on February 6th. Because I'm sure this wouldn't be a new class coming out in February. If there's going to be a new classes are usually out for the most part in like the middle of updates. They're never out at the beginning and they're never out at the end. That's kind of what I've learned. So if this is a new class, this can be out no later than January 2nd. Because they're going to need time to test its skills, test its damage, see how it compares to other classes and all that. New classes need way more time in the test server than just a mere week. But I guarantee you that this third update will come out a week before its designated live release on the 13th. And that's going to be it for this video. Once again, another question. What do you guys think will be out for this third update? I honestly have no clue. Like I said, it's either going to be really big or really, really small and disappointing. But I'll make more videos regarding the Rise update. I'll provide some actual gameplay footage of Reverse City, showing the Maple guide, maybe some of the Arcane shop changes and just all that good stuff. And that's it. Thank you all for watching. Truly excited to play this in game next week, and can't wait to show you more.